This is Law for Community Workers Spotlight On, the Shortcut Series podcast for community and health workers produced by Legal Aid New South Wales. My name is Pauline and I'm from the Community Legal Education branch here in Legal Aid, and we would like to acknowledge that our podcast is recorded on Aboriginal land and pay our respects to elders past and present and extend that respect to any First Nations listeners joining us today. Always was, always will be. Today, our guest is Rebecca, and we're shining the spotlight on the Financial Rights Legal Centre New South Wales. Welcome to the podcast, Rebecca.
Thank you for inviting me, Pauline. So my name is Rebecca and I'm one of the solicitors with the Financial Rights Legal Centre, and I've been working here for 5 years. I'm one of the friendly voices that you may speak to when you first make telephone contact with our service.
Nice. And what is it you like most about your role?
I like that my job allows me to offer free information and advice to clients in vulnerable situations in the areas of law that we practice in. We are often able to do legal tasks or run casework for clients and achieve some very good results.
The Financial Rights Legal Centre actually provides a lot of services. Can you talk to us about those, please?
Sure. So Financial Rights Legal Centre operates 5 telephone hotlines.
Wow.
Firstly, we operate the National Debt Helpline in New South Wales. We are one of the centres along with Uniting Care Dubbo that helps to pick up calls. Clients would usually speak with a financial counsellor when they call. Anyone who is experiencing a money or debt problem can call. If a legal issue is identified, the caller can be referred to the legal team for further advice.
Mhm.
Secondly, we operate the Credit and Debt Legal Service Line, where we provide legal advice in credit law in New South Wales with a personal credit focus. So, in particular, credit card debt, personal loans, car loans, and home loans. We can also give legal advice on financial hardship, debt collection, including threat of bankruptcy, responsible lending conduct, consumer leases, payday lending, and buy now, pay later.
Okay.
Next, we have the Insurance Law Service. This is a national service providing free legal advice in general and retail insurance, such as home building and contents insurance, car insurance, life insurance, funeral insurance, pet insurance, income protection insurance, superannuation related insurance, and travel insurance. We have a priority line which allows callers impacted by domestic violence or events like bushfires or floods to access our service.
Excellent.
Mob Strong Debt Help is another service we operate.
Mhm.
Again, an Australia-wide service that helps First Nation callers with debt or insurance problems. The line is often answered by a First Nation staff member, and callers can also request to speak with a First Nation staff member if they feel more comfortable.
Okay.
Finally, we have a caseworker line exclusively for caseworkers who need more specific legal advice. A caseworker can also call if they are with a client and the client needs legal advice on one of the areas we provide advice in. We often get calls from financial counsellors in New South Wales on this hotline. However, it is also open to other services, for example, community legal centres or other support workers who would like to contact us for help.
That's a lot of services under one roof. What would even be a typical matter for the Financial Rights Legal Centre?
Yes, so there is a broad range of matters that might qualify as typical for our team. It might involve assisting a client who is experiencing financial abuse and has an unsuitable car loan, which perhaps they didn't even know about because their ex partner signed up to it, and we will help negotiate with the lender. A typical client may also have a range of other financial problems, from personal loans to issues with payday lenders or their credit report, and we can provide legal or financial counseling assistance. On the insurance side, we might have someone who has been impacted by a flood or bushfire, and they are finding it hard to work out how to make a claim or progress a claim or make a complaint about how their claim is being dealt with.
So, Rebecca, who would be your target clients? Are there any eligibilities to access the Financial Rights Legal Centre, or do the individual services have different eligibilities?
We are open to all people with debt issues or an insurance problem in the areas that I mentioned before. There are no eligibility requirements to access our advice and services. However, we do focus on providing more detailed casework support to clients who are experiencing a particular disadvantage, whether that is because they have been caught up in an extreme weather event, are experiencing family and domestic violence situations, or maybe a First Nations client. We currently are able to offer increased casework assistance to women in New South Wales who have suffered domestic violence and have debt problems. While we do provide occasional advice on small business matters, generally we don't advise businesses or provide advice on investment products or loans. We also don't advise on public liability insurance, tax issues except hardship and bankruptcy, how to claim money and debts from other individuals, and consumer matters which do not involve loans or debts, for example, things like faulty goods or building complaints.
So then what would be the best way for community workers to make a referral to the FRLC?
Clients are very welcome to contact us directly on the phone or via our chat function online. We also have an email inquiry option on our website. For a caseworker, the best way is probably by making contact on the caseworker hotline to speak with us first. Remember that you can leave a message if you want us to try to call you back. You can also email us if you're wanting to provide a warm referral for a client who is particularly vulnerable. Please note that, like all community services, we have a high demand on our service and you may need to be patient. If you are referring a client for legal advice, it's probably best to provide the client with the relevant hotline number and encourage them to make contact with us to speak with someone directly.
So, Rebecca, does the FRLC provide training sessions or community legal education for community organisations or groups?
Yes, we are always interested in offering sessions. You can make contact with our community legal education coordinator, Annabelle, with a request, and she will be happy to provide you with more information and next steps.
And we will actually put the contact details for those inquiries in the show notes for listeners. So then where can people keep up to date with the centre, or where can people find you on social media?
The best place would be our website. We have recently launched a new and improved website. Caseworkers will find a Caseworkers Resources tab in the menu bar at the top, where they can go directly to find all our fact sheets and sample letters. The new website guides consumers who are looking for answers to their financial or insurance problems by identifying topics like financial stress or insurance law to the resources designed to help them to self-advocate. The website also has details of how to contact us on our different hotlines, as well as how to make contact through filling in an online form. Our Mob Strong team also has a Facebook page with regular updates on current issues impacting our First Nations clients, and this is a good place to bookmark to check for news and updates. We are also on Twitter as Financial Rights CLC, so you can follow us there as well for updates and news about our advocacy and campaign work.
Excellent. So no TikToks though?
No, definitely not.
No? Okay. I'm just asking around, just trying to keep on board because, everyone seems to be doing it. Yeah, so maybe one day we'll see it. Okay, so then just to finish up and bring our spotlight on to an end, what's the one thing, Rebecca, that you want people who are experiencing debt issues to know?
There is free and independent help available. There are some pretty predatory and bad services out there. So please remember that you're not alone, and it's a good idea to make contact with a community-focused service like ours to try to get some advice on your situation so you can consider all your options. It's common for people to not know what options they have in a debt or insurance situation, so give us a call to find out. Usually, the earlier you make contact, the more options there may be for assistance. We do also work closely with local financial counsellors in New South Wales, and we can refer you to see someone face to face if that's what you need. But often we can help you with some first steps until you can get an appointment. We'd like people to know that financial counselling is a free service and so helpful, and to please reach out and make contact because it could really help you. So please make contact and get in early.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Rebecca, and for letting us shine the spotlight on the Financial Rights Legal Centre.
Thank you for having me.
So that was our guest, Rebecca from the Financial Rights Legal Centre, New South Wales. And as always, you will find links to all the websites and resources mentioned in this episode listed in our show notes, as well as a full transcript. You can email us to cle@legalaid.nsw.gov.au. This has been Spotlight On. Thank you for listening and goodbye, everyone.